Hello everyone, welcome to another Total Annihilation replay. Today we have one of the most popular maps, Comet Catcher. Now, Comet Catcher is a moon map here that is generally played north versus south. So we have a 2v2 here today. A couple new people to introduce. We have Yzer, I'm just going to go with, of the Swede clan, who apparently, according to Abe, Abe taught him everything he knows. On the other side, we have Rick, otherwise known as Crippler, who later joined the N1 clan after the N1 split. But at this point, he's in the N clan, Nemesis, and the Canadian fellow. And up in the top right, we have Andy. And in the top left, we've got another Canadian, BTU Canuck. So solar is common on this map. And matter of fact, it's the only thing to build on this map. If you build wind, you will find that there is no wind on the moon. So right now they're just asking for people to share line of sight and everything. And you can see here, it's pretty common here for players to build a single energy and then walk to 3 mexes on this map. Because solars cost more metal than wind, going air first is not really an option here. Although it is possible for your ally to build the solars and then share to you. And you can actually go air on this map. So Crip is saying Nuck will go fast, Jeffy. And User says yes, probably. So go ahead and build up the speed here. Now you can see here that there's these craters, but generally it's a flat map, so it favors missile units. Metal is plentiful, but it's spaced out enough to the point where raiding with flashes and Jeffys is a useful way to go. See, Rick has dropped a radar, and Zero here has walked 1, 2, 3 metal extractors. Now, one thing to know about this map is it is not balanced. It's generally played bottom, if it's 1v1, it's played bottom left here against top right. You can see just the distance of the starting metal extractors as well as the values of the starting metal extractors is different. Canuck is bringing his Jeffy raid, which was predicted by Rick. He's got 3 missile towers here ready. And Canuck wisely backs off with those Jeffys. He's got some others coming from the side, but he knows with those 3 missile towers at home, those Jeffys aren't going to do anything. It's better for him to use those as territory control. So now if a lone Khan comes out here, these Jeffys will be able to harass it to death. Zer is just pumping out some Samsons. Looks like he's trying to control those Jeffys as well. Rick's own little Jeffy attack is finding some soft targets here. Rick de-gunning a Jeffy. Nice little raid by Rick here, really finding some metal extractors. Now you can see what Canuck has done is he's walked his commander from here down to here and building all these metal as he does. Why is Rick shooting that? He just told it to attack there, anticipating that there would be a metal extractor there. Instead, there is not. He's going to walk right into the waiting arms of Canuck's laser commander. Now, Andy has also taken his commander for a stroll. Now, the thing about moving your commander further forward, too, is that it's really tough to get past a commander with raiding forces. Plus, it really moves a lot of build power closer to the front. Oftentimes, after you walk your commander down to this point just beyond the crater, you will drop a vehicle plant, and that will enable you to just have 2 plants going, a lot of metal that you picked up along the way, and then your commander guarding the factory that's closest to the front line, putting those units closer faster. All quiet at this point. Zir doesn't have any radar. Maybe his radar can pick that. There he goes. It looks like... No, he doesn't see it. Rick doing a little flash raiding. 3 Samsons more than enough to take care of a single flash. Back at home, Rick hasn't walked his commander away from home base. Well, sorry, he did, but he didn't move it forward. Instead, he just kind of walked laterally here. Now, this is kind of smart by Rick here to try and drive past, knowing that the commander walked. This is where all the firepower and construction is going to be. So he's going to be able to go up and get into his base without much to stop him. But there are a pair of Samsons, and so that's really going to stop him. Flash doesn't make it. And plus the missile tower here got done. And he's just kind of controlling a little bit of the center here. And there you go. You can see how Andy's dropped this factory right here now. And so now he's building units really close to where Uzur is, who's also done the same. Nice little job by Andy there to pick up Uzur's Khan. And Canuck scores a max. At this point, resources. Rick is behind. Rick and Uzur are actually quite behind on income, it looks like. And Rick's really got a huge force here. Uzur was a little bit too far to the west, and Rick's able to press in. Well, it looks like he's going to be able to stop him here. This should be enough to slow him up. Matt gets away with the Khan. And Rick's forces are through. Now, this is a decent amount of metal in this wreck field. So Rick's kind of go for a little bit of a raid here. So he stops up the factory with a Samson, as well as continuing to drive these guys down and having them take out the metal extractors as he goes. You can see how, as they're fighting in the front lines here, they've got these construction vehicles that are filling in the metal extractors in between. Nice little raid by Canuck right here, finding a soft spot in the middle. So, Andy made a big mess of Uzur's base here, but that's plenty for him to reclaim. The question is if he'll be able to do it fast enough. Great job by Canuck here, picking up a Khan. So things look like they're pretty well in Team Top's hands at this point. Canuck has really gone to town on building here, using these missile towers just to control the space. You can see how Uzur's replaced the metal extractor here, and he's having Khan go up and start picking up the wreckage. Rick looks like he's a little anemic in the back here. He's also walked his commander further forward and dropped another factory. Canuck's just really taking his metal advantage here. He's accessing even. So Uzur's pretty well controlled. It's going to be really tough for Andy to punch through there, although you can see he's building Rockos. These are great base busters, especially on a map like Comet Catcher. One of the interesting things about Comet Catcher is it's actually a lower gravity map. So you can actually get units to shoot further than their official range, ever so slightly. It's not as low as a map like Darkside, but there is lower gravity here, so if you build a Guardian, you can get it to shoot further than it says it can. Nice little surround here. Rick's just kind of walking right in the middle of it. Uzur's really is going to put some pressure on too. Back at home. Andy building up his solars. Typically when you get to this point in the game, you're going to have one construction vehicle just kind of generally building energy. Now, Canuck here is going advanced. Typically in this game was played in 2003. So in this time, it wasn't uncommon to see big Berthas and stuff on this tile map. So we'll see what he's planning on doing with the advance. Andy punching down into zero space with those Rockos. He saw that Zero had gone and put pressure up against Canuck in the middle, and so he kind of figured that he could walk the Rockos through, and that turned out to be true. Takes out a factory. Zero immediately picks up that wreck. Again, he starts to raid the resources with it. Rick's going Guardian. So Zero. See how he's idled this factory here, the one that the commander is guarding? That's because he wants the resources to go into that Guardian. And to replacing his factories. Well, maybe I'm giving too much credit. Maybe he just forgot about it. There you go. Knows he's putting out some more cons. Rick's finally starting to pork up here. Get some missile towers to help control the middle. They've got their back metal extractors capped, except for the one that he just lost. There's that sound. The Guardian is done. Dropping advanced radar. So you'll see as that comes online. See Rick's Guardian shot coming here from the bottom left. Nope, looks like he decided he doesn't want to get done. Next, just building all the way up to the front lines with his cons. You can see he's just got cons coming in, probably from this factory up here, and they just drive down here to their doom. He's got a Guardian of his own up. So you can see as soon as they got hit, they started returning fire on the Guardian at that point. 2 against 1. I don't expect this to go well for Canucks Guardian. And it goes down. Alright, Canucks decided to go the resource route. So he's dropping fusions. And that's really going to give him an advantage. At this point, this game looks like it's securely in the hands of those in the north. So even though Rick had that better Jeffy raid, I don't anticipate that he's going to be able to dig himself out of that hole. Now, Zero is going straight units, but also so is Andy. It looks like he's not gone advanced. So while he's working on this fusion, he's sinking a lot of metal, and he hasn't reclaimed this advanced vehicle plan. That's pretty common when you're building fusions. You'll reclaim the advanced vehicle plan to help boost and get that fusion done. So he's sunk close to 2,000, plus the 5,000 for the fusion, 7,000 metal at that point, which is going to give both Rick and Zero an advantage of him, although Rick had sunk about 4,000 metal here into Guardians. So that's going to leave him a little bit less than the unit department. It's going to be harder for him to push in. And again, Andy's just trying to drive down the side here. Zero brings out his comm, and he manages to get away in the red. So he doesn't have that many units while he's working on this fusion. And there he goes. Now it's done. Immediately drops a Moho Metal Maker. He intends to convert that into metal. Andy says, "What HP were you on?" Zero says it wasn't that bad. And now it looks like Andy might be in a little bit of trouble. But Canuck's going to start turning his resource advantages. Rick is just porking up. He's dropping Guardians everywhere. Now it's Andy's turn to sling the D-gun. That does the trick. It looks like Zero's push has been halted. There's Guardians doing some work here. 27 kills. But building a Guardian like this does actually stop Canuck's missile tower creep, which is one of the things that he was doing. He's just pressing in, kind of where his Guardian had made a bit of a hole, and it looks like he's planning on dropping another. He's doing a little Guardian creep here. And he's repairing the guard. But you can see all that extra metal, and Canuck is dumping that into a big Bertha. And you can see here, Jerry started to kind of press in, cause little problems for him. Rick, on the other hand, is still fighting with Guardians over here. But a Bertha will outrange all of it. Andy's gone advanced, he's putting out a big Bertha of his own. Looks like he's trying to take down that vehicle plant. And there's that sound. And it looks like Canuck's first target is he wants to take out those Guardians. Has there managed to get the factory? Andy, having gone advanced, is going to be a little bit behind Zera, who has not done that. He's going pure units. Probably would have been better to mix in a few flashes, but he's able to push with Justice Samson's. And these units look like they're coming over here. They're trying to give a little bit of aid to Andy. But there's just too many missile towers in the way. Rick says BB. Zare says yeah. Andy slinging some D-gun, but now he's got the Guardian targeting him. And Andy's in trouble. Oh man. And down he goes. Great job, Zare. So Andy's just playing a little bit too risky there with his comms straight up on the front line. But Canuck has got a fusion. He's producing a ton of resources. He's at plus 78 metal right now. And he's got a big Bertha firing as well. He's also building up some air scouts so that way he can check and find out where those high-profile targets are. Rick himself has also gone advanced down here. But he hasn't got a fusion up. So he's working on a big Bertha of his own. But that's been found by Canuck. Looks like he's shelling those Guardians. And this is smart by Zero to head on up where Andy once was. Now there's no defense, and he can start going into the back. Now he just saw something he liked, and he just changed the target of his big Bertha. And it may have been Zera's commander. Let's see what he's trying to shell. No, it's shooting something else. Canuck's low on energy, that's why you're not seeing his big Bertha shoot at this point. It's that's the thing right there, is Andy was building that advanced because user didn't drop that extra 5,000 metal or so into a Bertha or going advanced. He had that unit advantage, and he was able to press that. All these fusions here. Zer's managed to find him. Now Canuck's on the front lines against Samson slinging D-gun. Zer says nice fusion storage. Commander's just standing in the middle of it. Zer's just driving past with all those units. Half health. Rick's Big Bertha's done now. Canuck says GG. Zer says thanks. And down Canuck goes to Samson Fire. So there we have it. That is a pretty standard 2v2, although, you know, I gotta say, it took me for a surprise there that Rick went down on the right side. I mean, that Andy went down. Andy, I was sorry to see you go that way. And, oh, it looks like we lost our resources. That's unfortunate. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed that one, and I'll try and get a few more of some Comet Catcher maps too. If you guys have any maps you're interested in seeing played, including custom maps, you want to let me know in the comments, and I'll be able to take a look at those and try and make sure that we're getting some of those up here. Sometimes I forget that certain maps exist. I know we need to do like Red Hot Lava and Full Moon and those sort of things too. So anyway, hope you liked that one, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.